what is the simplest way to start homeschooling today? All right, you can do it. You don't need any curriculum. Hi, my name is Cheryl, and I'm probably a lot like you, a hesitant homeschooler. I never envisioned myself homeschooling my kids. Like, don't they just whittle all day and sew? Now I actually wish I knew how to whittle and sew, but more on that later. I started a podcast interviewing homeschooling families 2 years ago because I wanted to learn all there was about homeschooling. I knew the traditional school system just wasn't for us, but I never envisioned myself actually homeschooling them. So what I learned over the last 2 years interviewing these homeschooling families has actually led me to quit my government job, buy pension. Yeah, still a little bit sour on that one, but I'm happy. I'm happy with this decision. I'm here to fully embrace the homeschooling lifestyle. So how are you going to start homeschooling today? What I have learned from these amazing guests I have had on my podcast, The Homeschool How To, is that you don't really need a curriculum. Sure, they're great. You can have curriculums. Some of them are amazing, and I've really enjoyed ones that I have used. However, you don't need a curriculum to start homeschooling today. You can pull your kids out now. Like, just call the school. They're coming with me. They're coming home. All right. And you can just utilize your library and the outdoors. So what you might not know about is that there are book lists that people much smarter than I am and way more experienced have put together, such as Sarah Mackenzie's Read Aloud Revival. And the books that they have on their book lists are just amazing. Like, I didn't know books like this existed. I was like reading the Goosebumps books in school. I think they wanted me to read better books. I just didn't actually read those, but I did read Goosebumps. So I got somewhere in life. So the books from the book list that people like Sarah from Read Aloud Revival have put together are just amazing. They're rich in story, in texture, in creativity, in language, and you just get so much from these books. You can get them for free right on their website. I'm in upstate New York, so I use the Upper Hudson Library System app, and I just order the books like once a month. I just put in a boatload of books and take home 30 at a time, and then we read them all month long. And then about 2 weeks into the month, I'll put in my order for the following month based off of the book lists. And there we go. I got the books for the next month coming. It takes about 2 weeks to get them all in, maybe a week or two. And you really don't even have to step foot in the library if you don't want to. My kids do like going to the library, but they like to play with the toys there versus reading. That's all right. It sounds good to say, yeah, we're at the library. But yeah, we're not really there to read the books. We're taking them home with us because we vetted them through these awesome book lists. So reading to your kids for 20 minutes a day is so powerful, and it doesn't have to stop just because they're old enough to know how to read. You can still do family reading time, whether that is you reading to your kids reading to you, or everybody just sit in the room together and take 20 minutes to read, and then you can talk to each other about what you read afterwards, or maybe have some discussion questions on the book that they're reading. I love the Tuttle Twins books. I mean, you cannot go wrong with the Tuttle Twins. Those books are all about personal freedom, civics, economics, how our government is supposed to run versus how it does run. So books like that are just so rich, and I will work on getting these resources together so that I can link that in the video's description, and we'll have a nice complete list for you to use today when you pull your kids out of school. All right, what else do we need besides these book lists and a library? Well, you need nature. Okay, I did not grow up in nature. I grew up, like I said, in New York. There is a lot of nature in New York, but not where I'm from. Now that I am in more of a country setting, I realize how beautiful nature is, and that's how everything works. And I knew nothing about it. So I'm learning right along with my kids, and it's been amazing and so much fun. Except for right now, like I said, because he's on the screen. Well, I'm on a screen too. But when we're not on the screens, we are learning all about nature. It's winter here, it's cold out, so we're kind of learning how our chickens work in the winter time. They're slowing down on their eggs. The milk at the farms where we get our milk from, they're slowing down, and learning about that process is really cool and why it's happening. Learning about the moon and what the cycles are and doing experiments with that. I mean, this is all just such a beautiful part of coexisting in this world with all of these things in nature. Really getting in touch with what's out there. just being out in nature itself, grounding with the earth, getting fresh air, being able to play and run and getting sunshine, all of that is so important, none of which kids get when they are in school. So I would say spending time outside, just going for a walk, going to a park, utilizing your local playgrounds and parks near you, maybe finding a nature center nearby. Those are usually free of charge, and going in for their classes or just to talk to them about what they're exploring that month, what they have to offer. There are state parks. We have so many cool events at our local state park. I can't even keep up with them all, and they are usually free. So utilizing these resources is amazing, and just making sure that you're out there every day for even just a little bit of time. Get that fresh air, get the brain working. No, we haven't been outside today. It's like -6 outside. And the last thing I think that you need to start your homeschooling today is board games. We love games in our family. I didn't grow up liking games. When people would call me and say, "You want to come over for game night?" I was like, no, I don't want to learn a game. They're cheesy and all that. But you know what? When you're doing them with your family, they're actually very fun, and they're a great way for your kids to learn. They're learning about taking turns. They're learning about winning, losing. There's strategies involved. It's really awesome. We love, Skip-Bo is an awesome game. So he's learning math, double shutter. There's a lot of math involved with that. With Monopoly or different money games, they're learning about counting the math, the money system, how dollars work and coins work. Mancala is a really cool game if your child likes to hold things, that dexterity involved with putting the jewels into each one and then having the strategy to sort of make sure you have the most jewels at the end and stealing your opponent's jewels. There's so many games. And then Dragonwood, I mean, this one we started the other day and it was like, wow, okay, this is a little bit more involved than I was planning on, but it's so much fun, and you and your kids are just bonding as you're playing these games. So if you do nothing else, then utilize your library and some book lists. Go out in nature, get some fresh air, ground, and learn a little bit of something out there, and play some games together. You will be on your way to an amazing homeschooling journey. You're not even gonna realize how much you're learning along the way, just having conversations while you're outside or reading your books together. I mean, this just sparks so much beauty in your home that you will not for one moment even miss the traditional school. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you do not miss my upcoming content. I have a video coming out about the 10 myths of homeschooling. You aren't going to want to miss that. Don't forget to check out my podcast, The Homeschool How-To Interviews with Homeschoolers. It's free to listen to on any streaming service or right here on YouTube. All right, I will see you in the next video.